fourth aphorism. But before I go to the aphorism, I would like to share an experience which I had in my clinic. A man came to me whose daughter is my patient, and he came and told his daughter is of course taking treatment for adenoids. So he came and told to me that, "Madam, I am very stressed today and I want to share my difficulty with you. I think I might be facing some problem." So when I started into the life history, I found out he just explained that as you see nowadays, garbage disposal has become a very big issue. Now this man is a normal man, middle class man, who is working 9 to 5, and his life starts with his family and ends with his family. Now when he came morning, when he got up and he just got outside his home, he saw the ladies who actually collect the garbage dispose of just in front of his road. Now this incident bothered him. He saw this happen for a day, then second day, then third day, and he got bothered and he retaliated and told them that just please don't dispose the garbage in front of my house. Of course there will be mosquitoes and the hygienic condition of my house will start getting affected. My kids will fall sick. Now these ladies, when retaliated, got very angry and they told that we are appointed by the government themselves. You cannot do a hell about it. So please just go. Now this thing created an issue for that man. He thought that this is not the way to deal with things, and he, first time in a life, a man who has not come up in front of people, just thought that he should take some decision against this. Now when this man again retaliated and he expected his neighbors or his fellow friends who was residing in the next house or the other house, expected them to stand for him, but none of them stood for him. The reason being, half of the garbage disposed on that area was collected even from their houses. So they can't stand against something whom they themselves are the reason for. So he was left all alone, but still he didn't let the matter go. He went to the collector, he took a video, he told about them, and he made an issue, and he saw that this matter gets solved. Of course, what is there so much to learn from this case, you might be thinking, but there is something. Because of all this, a man who has never come out in front of people and who had to take the decisions all alone and stand in front of such a big crowd got affected mentally, and he started coming up with many physical and mental complaints. Because of stress, when he came to my clinic, he was speaking so fast that half of the time I had to make him repeat the things. And he was keeping on repeating the same thing again and again, talking the same thing again and again. Now, of course, I understood that sometimes in life, situations come where people push you or stress pushes you, and it takes no time for your internal economy to get disturbed and a disease to be brought out. So this man changed from harmony to disharmony in a matter of a week. Of course, he was prescribed laxatives for taking the whole totality of symptoms, and he recovered in a week. What is it we learn from this case? We learn from this case that about the fourth aphorism, that is, he is likewise a preserver of health if he knows things that derange health, bring on disease, and how to remove them from persons in health. So this aphorism is divided into two parts, that is, preserver of health. If he knows that things that derange health and bring on disease, and how to remove them. So, if you thought the role of a homeopath ends here, no, we are of course the preserver of health, because we have to realize that we are being, other than being a doctors, we are human beings, and at certain point we have to help people who are getting affected by things around us. Now this aphorism actually means derange health and bring on disease. Hahnemann actually tries to mean about is maintaining cause. Now maintaining cause is explained in Aphorism 7. So I will be talking about detail about maintaining cause in aphorism 7. But here I would like to tell that derange the health and bring on disease. So what are maintaining causes? Certain causes which are external influences, for example stress, unhygienic conditions, or certain things, or a way of living, a mode of life, these things can bring on the diseases. Now when I tell that, don't think these things can bring on disease does not mean they are the disease causing things. These external influences act on us, and if they keep on acting repeatedly, at certain point of time our internal economy may not be able to resist against us, and that time we may fall sick. As I told you about the case, the patient took a week long and he bared the stress till that time. At one point of time, his internal economy gave up and he came out with a disease. The diseases can be mental disease, physical disease, any kind of disease. But of course, maintaining causes are very important. Only if we understand that, we can treat and remove them from the patients. So, derange health and bring on disease, and how to remove them. These are the two aspects which Hahnemann meant. This he means actually about preventive medicine. Now we will see what is Kent's perspective on preserver of health, or on aphorism 4. Now if we see Kent's perspective, disease starts, according to Kent, always from the innermost to the outermost. Kent explains about a triad where the most inner thing which we have is our vital force. Just out of it comes the will and understanding, and then here the brain, the nerves, and the spinal cord. So disease always starts from the center to the circumference. Now if this is how disease starts, then why do we really have to study about the maintaining cause? Of course, it starts from here and it proceeds outward. But this disharmony can be triggered because of external influences or maintaining causes. Now he goes to explain that if an external influence is there, these external influences helps the disease to be kept on, or lets the disease to proceed until unless you remove them, cure cannot be seen. For example, if a person is having staying in a damp cellar, or a place which is very damp, like for example a basement of a house, if it's for rented and he's staying there, he starts falling sick, he gets respiratory complaints. Now you try to give him the medicine. Your medicine might be the minimum and might be helping him, but he will not be able to overcome it unless he gets out of that damp cellar or damp basement, because there the damp basement acts as a maintaining cause. I can give you a very example which is very commonly seen nowadays. Most of our IT professionals work in AC rooms. You would have seen that it will be centrally air conditioned. Now some people just can't bear AC. So what do? Their body starts falling sick, and then they come up with sinusitis or respiratory complaints. Until and unless you put an end to it, or you remove the maintaining cause, you will not be able to help the patient. So you are a preserver of health if you know what deranges the health, what causes the disease, and how to remove them. So these are the three things we learned today in this aphorism. Thank you.